This man's name is Roger, a businessman and HRD at a company. Roger is married to a woman named Diana. Despite being wealthy, their marriage lacks something, a child. However, it turns out that Roger refuses to have children. Despite having a beautiful wife, Roger still lacks and plays behind Diana's back. Worse still, she is much older than him. However, it turns out that besides being a businessman, Roger is also an art thief, along with his best friend, Ove. One night, Diana introduces Roger to a man named Klaas, a former employee at the GPS company. It turns out that Klaas also owns an expensive painting worth millions of dollars, and of course, this will become Roger's new target. From then on, Roger continues to approach Klaas and establish good communication with him. Roger begins to learn more about Klaas, and there he learns that Klaas is a decorated former soldier. A few days later, Roger and Ove begin their operation. He breaks into Klaas's house and steals the painting they were after. However, while he was in action, Roger remembered Diana. He called her, but the phone rang from Klaas's room. This made Roger suspicious. At home, Roger confronted her about it, but Diana denied it when accused of playing behind his back. A few days after the theft, Roger found Ove unconscious in his car. Thinking he was dead, Roger threw him into the lake, but he was still alive. Roger asked why this happened. Ove claimed it was all Klaas's doing. Ove asked Roger to call the police, but Roger refused. A commotion ensued, and they exchanged gunfire, and ultimately, Ove died. As he was about to flee, Klaas was waiting for him outside the house. Roger panicked and quickly got into the car and drove away. It was then that Roger realized that Klaas was a GPS expert and that he would easily find him. Roger messed with the wrong people, and now he's being hunted by a former professional soldier for stealing his painting. Roger keeps running from Klaas, even willingly going into a dumpster to avoid them. Roger keeps running, but Klaas won't let him go. That night, while Klaas is chasing him, an accident occurs. However, Klaas doesn't kill him immediately. Instead, he watches from a distance and leaves Klaas there. Klaas won't make things easy for Roger. She wants to play with him. Long story short, Roger shaves off all his hair to remove the tracking device. After that, he goes to his girlfriend Lotta's house to hide. However, Klaas is smarter. He contacts Lotta and offers her millions of dollars if she can kill Roger. But before that happens, Roger learns of Lotta's intentions. A commotion ensues, and Lotta even suggests that Diana might be involved. Finally, Roger returns home and is greeted by Diana. It's revealed that Diana herself planted the GPS in Roger's clothes and hair. Diana was disappointed that Roger didn't want to have children, and even more painful because Roger wasn't honest with her. However, if they had talked it over properly, Diana could have been more accepting. Roger chose to lie because he was afraid of losing Diana. Then, Roger decided to take revenge on Klaas. He devised a plan, knowing Klaas could easily track him. Roger returned to Ove's house and pretended to be cornered, even though he had prepared everything. In the end, Roger successfully attacked and killed Klaas. Klaas couldn't shoot because the bullets were empty. This was all Diana's doing. Diana felt hurt that her husband had been treated like this. Meanwhile, the police actually knew Roger was guilty of killing Klaas and Ove. However, the police chief covered all that up. This was all thanks to Diana. The police had been intimate with her, and Roger knew about it too. And finally, the film ended.